The Invasive Magikarp IMPOSTER. Didn't we basically do that in Amber in a way? Maybe there's a different gimmick to this one, you know? All I know is if I see it in a third fan region from Fruit Art, I'm officially calling this his gimmick. You know? What if Magikarp, but not lame? Which is kind of like the entire point of Magikarp, but you know what I mean.
Nice work, kids.
It's a two-headed, or like two-fin Magikarp. Look at that in the back.
So good to get a piece of the device.
Oh, it's Prakikarp, but still.
Oh, and I guess I should do some professory things, huh?
At least once.
Give me your Pokedexes. Let me see how you're doing. You hand over your Pokedexes, and the professor beats.
Is that a Tyrantrum head in the bottom?
Not bad.
Nice.
Not bad at all. Let's say for each milestone you pass in filling out your decks, I'll reward you. So
that's what they usually do in the games. Oh, nice.
That being said, we do have a winner. It looks like Maple has more Pokemon in her decks, and on the whole, they're much stronger.
Oh,
yeah,
of course.
Number one twin, right here.
Well, she's an extrovert. She's going everywhere where we're trying to do story stuff.
A little victory dance and moonwalks smugly straight into a supply closet.
It's a supply closet from Zaboomafoo. The one that always, the second they open, it comes crashing down. Except for that one time as a joke that it didn't.
Listen,
Gotta break the status quo every once in a
If you
while.
want to catch up to your sister, I can show you where to go to catch more Pokemon. Then maybe your team won't be quite so, wimpy.
So this is what happened to Ash in the freaking Indigo League. Just like he catches Krabby, then find out from Oak that Gary's like 10 Pokemon ahead of him. And he's got a better Krabby.
And pushes you on your way.
Why do you push me everywhere?
Keeping an eye out for new.
Thanks for the help, though, I guess.
Pokemon. You spot some familiar species around, like Tintus, Sprutama, and the rare Ittle. But it isn't until the terrain gets much more rugged that you begin getting glimpses of new Pokemon. We've got 4 to discover, so
four.
Let's jump
All right, let's get right into it
there
then.
are
Yeah.
a number of carnivorous
Oh
plant
jeez,
cryptids.
that one in the bottom left,
Like
like not the bottom left, just above the Pokemon, is freaking disturbing.
And the Yateveo of South and Central America. We're gonna be combining.
Yeah, myths just love, and then this tree turned to life. Because to be fair, that's a horrifying concept.
As a Pokemon, the Sundew.
Although that image of the freaking the plant with the hairs on it reminds me of a Z Frank video about carnivorous plants. It's just going about how all animals are screwed, except for this spider. This spider does not give a funk. It's just a spider beating the crap out of every single follicle. It's kind of metal. It's clearly going to lose in the end, but it's going down swinging.
Sundew's sap is actually clear, and the stalks are red, but I just had to make the drops red to give it a more delicious candy look.
Yeah, it looks, gotta make it appetizing and to make it, you know, the stealing more threatening in a way.
Our deceptively nasty candy
I prefer this to Trap Tricks and Yu-Gi-Oh! Those were just,
mostly stationary plant is able to secrete balls.
If you're gonna be dangerous to me, don't be a waifu, be candy. Or not even waifu, a lolly.
In where they become permanently stuck. While seemingly cute and harmless, this carnivorous plant will actually eat anything unfortunate enough to become trapped by it.
Oh, you poor fools.
Its ability is
Oh, the shiny art is nice.
syrup, and that lowers the opponent's evasiveness whenever it enters battle, and the hidden ability is Sticky Hold. It sure is cute, but you make sure to maintain a healthy distance. Wouldn't want one of these getting stuck to you after all. Continuing on, a group of massive Pokemon is shuffling your way. Now, I don't want to go overboard with Pokemon that are direct
Minotaurs!
Gravity Falls. That being said, this episode will have 2 of them.
Hey, that's okay. You gotta make sure it's a Gravity Falls reference, right?
Expand on the Minotaur a bit by making it a.
They're just raw masculinity, but I don't know if I'd call them outright toxic masculinity, just because, I don't know. That word just gets spammed. I don't know. That word's got some weight to it.
On these metal discs, kind of embedded in its hands. For the colors, I pulled in.
I'm not gonna go further than that. Otherwise, I'm gonna get into a rant, and no one wants to deal with that. Stay Pokemon themed.
Mythological origins, and since it has these metal fists, horns, and nose ring, we get to slap the steel type on there. Okay, let's go ahead and meet this meathead of a Pokemon. Here is
Minotaur.
The
Oh my god, it's got Hulk colors from the
This
shiny.
towering mass of muscles is focused on one thing, becoming the strongest Pokemon. They're large.
I
and
kinda love him.
Heavy metal discs.
Come on, so there's always room for that one that just pure raw. I'm gonna beat you up. That's the end. It's like Raph from Ben 10. Is he just pure or testosterone?
Intelligent Pokemon in the Hoenn region. Its ability is.
I don't know if I have him on the team, but I always smile when I see him. You know.
Boost punching moves, and the hidden ability is Anger Point. There is a big pack of Tortesto, so it would be a little risky to try and catch one, but you'll have to let me know if you would still try it. As you continue, you find a small pond that is completely polluted, and in the center is a new Pokemon.
Oh, in air quotes.
For another convergent Pokemon.
Oh boy, here we go.
This isn't a regional form of Magikarp.
Oh, okay.
Instead, an unrelated species that has evolved a similar body.
Oh, it's the Mimikyu for
origins, but ended up being
Magikarp.
similar to another convergent Magikarp designed by my friend Boreal Mind.
Oh,
I
nice.
won't give away what it is, but I'll link to her episode down in the description. So
cool,
Be
nice.
sure to check it out. She's super
I
cool.
might.
But back to this design. Other than being similar to Magikarp, this two-stage will be based on the Hrolkall.
The Hrolkall.
I know I said that wrong. From Icelandic folklore, this
Ah.
was a rotting eel with sharp iron scales that infests polluted water.
Eesh.
I didn't think that we would find a cryptid.
Because you know, just in case we're thinking of swimming in that toxic water there, there's also a monster in it. Just to make sure the kids don't swim in polluted water, let's put a monster in there too. Oh god.
While it appears to be a fish, researchers have determined that the true Pokemon is the poisonous slime within.
Oh, that's disturbing.
Magikarp fashioned jagged armor from bits of metal, giving them the appearance of a Magikarp. Its biology has stumped scientists, and some have suggested that the ooze is an ultra beast, which has adapted to life in the Hoenn region. Its ability is Sharpness, which powers up slicing moves, with the hidden ability being Poison Touch. It's splashing about in the water and making things pretty gross. It is really weak, but you're still tempted to catch it, if for no other reason to stop it from polluting the area.
And to fill that Pokedex and
brought in like
a little curiosity.
and debris. Looking through it, you do find something strange. This is a
Red.
familiar figure item, and you definitely feel like you've seen this trainer somewhere before. Like, isn't he some hero?
Like every 10 years they make a remake of his game, something like that.
Unevolved Idle, it seems very interested in the familiar figure. Oh yeah, we get another possible.
Oh Christ, that's disturbing.
I just had to bring in one of my favorite characters from Gravity Falls. He wasn't long for this world, but who doesn't love Paper Jam Dipper?
Fucking
And
disturbing,
we can
man.
Also bring in, the idea
I like the
of
hat.
gangers and other mimicking creatures from folklore around the world, but
I do like they made a little
as I
red
do,
figurine
that it's
just
really
for that.
About that Paper Jam Dipper. Also, I don't really care about like Pokemon cries and figuring those out, but you can just picture that face making the like nya, nya, nya noises. Oh, so good. Okay.
No, it's a red copy. Its cry needs to be.
I didn't want it to just remain normal.
Yeah, there you go.
I got it figured out in the end. Okay,
Because Red's not
let's
allowed to
go
talk for some reason in the games.
Doplob, the flailing Pokemon. It'll, who have taken a liking to a
Doplob.
familiar figure, try to emulate it and evolve. Unfortunately, mimicking
Didn't do a very good job.
seems to be a bit too difficult, and they end
The
up
humans
as
are
this
too complicated as a
misshapen
creature.
mess.
If only it could be more like a Pokemon.
Have taken their wild, flailing movements and developed them into an unpredictable fighting style. Its ability is Limber, so that protects it from paralysis, and the hidden ability is Gooey. But what do you think of it? Would you evolve your Idle into Doplob, even if you may end up getting smacked by one of its noodly appendages, or hold off for another potential evolution? You're feeling pretty psyched about adding these new Pokemon to your decks. You give the area one more look over.
I don't know how many Pokemon I would add to the freaking team in this episode. Except for the Minotaur. The Minotaur is legitimately fun. Most of these are just toxic and dangerous.
They don't match any.
The Minotaur are dangerous too, but I don't know, it's kind of more goofy.
Towards the snowy mountains to the west. The thought of being able to brag about catching whatever Pokemon made these giant tracks motivates you to follow them.
I want to see where this is going.
We'll pick up from there in the next episode. Make sure to leave a like.
How can you hate a face like that?
If you are enjoying this series,
there
is a new puzzle added to the Discord server, so
yeah, that's nice.
Check the video description for details.
The Toxicarp is disturbing. Just the idea of like it's not the body, it's the ooze sort of thing. It's just like, oh god, that's always a horrifying concept. Like your body is just a puppet. That's all you've been reduced to. Like, I mean, in a certain sense, that's kind of what humans are, considering the fact that, you know, the brain is the central hub. We're all just extensions of our brain in a sense. But just the idea that you're just a puppet and the thing inside is the actual thing is like, oh. Kind of like blood bending in Avatar. It's like, you're just a puppet for me to play with. That kind of sort of thing in a way. And just like, look, Red may be overexposed, but just to give him essentially a Mimikyu in the doppelganger is just like, ugh. Like, look, I'm tired of seeing Red everywhere too, but you don't need to go that far. That's a bit much. Although giving him the eye on the hat just to make it extra disturbing, he's like, ugh. The side of the face is already pushing, but the other eye is on top. Not even on the other side of the head. It's on top of the hat. It's like, ah. All kinds of messed up. And the friggin' imposter Magikarp. I don't even know if this thing's gonna have like a Gyarados form. It could just be itself, that by itself. Although I do like the cryptid explanation. Just the idea is just like, again, I know it was made a long time ago, but they did. Of course, they made up a monster that had to do with toxic pollution because it's been something that happened for years. Just like, oh look, there's radiation or pollution there. There must be a monster that grew up in that habitat and is now going to eat kids for it. Just the idea, just like. Kids don't swim in the toxic water. Oh, well, why can't we swim in the toxic water? It looks so tempting. Oh, you gotta add an extra reason on top of that. Just say there's a monster in there. Because that's what parents do throughout all of history. Why do I have to do X? Because the monsters will get you. Freaking when I was a kid, there was a demon school where all the bad little kids go and get dropped off if they're naughty thing. And then to find out years later, it's just a mill. It's just a water mill. That's all it was. For years, and I never knew until I grew up more. It's like granted, as a kid, you think it's real, and you're just like, I don't think it's a demon school, and it's like, oh, it's not a frickin', you liars. But you gotta do that sometimes to keep you in check, and sometimes you need a scapegoat gut thing to be scared of. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll do it with my kids. I don't fucking know. I don't know what I'm gonna be like as a parent. I don't know. But just the idea that you need to like. I don't know, just the idea of it being a monster. Although, to be fair, if I freaking saw some polluted water and then the Toxicarp came up, I'm turning around. I'm getting out of here. Nope. I want zero part of this. And the Venus flytrap sort of thing, or just like the tempting offer, the cherry blossom thing is freaking disturbing too. Just the just make it seem like tempting candies, and then you devour it whole. It's like, again, I prefer this to like a trap Trixie and Yugi because the lollies make me I don't have good feelings with them. But if you told me they're candies and then they're going to eat you alive, okay, that's something. I mean, I don't want to get into Yu-Gi-Oh conversation though. And the freaking Minotaur is just goofy. It's like, I can't hate these things. Like, you can say what you want about the Minotaurs in the actual show and stuff like that. It's like that. I just said that twice. But I don't know. I can't be mad at it because just imagine this thing like, go, Minotaur. It's just like, oh boy, here we go. You see that goofy expression I can't be mad at. I probably kick my butt, but I don't know, I'll smile through it. I don't know. But yeah, cool new Pokemon in this one, and something to see. You gotta get more creepy stuff as things goes on. Like, you can have a level of cuteness to them, but also look out. It is one of those, it's just like, the Pokemon, just cute, cuddly bunny thing in the Pokedex entry. It will swallow your soul and eat the sun. They're just two unrelated things. This dude's like a fact that freaking Macargo is hotter than the center of the sun, and it's still like just casually on Earth. Well, Earth, but still, it's just like, yeah. The Pokedex entries in the Pokemon are not really that related. But they're fun to read. They are fun to read. I always enjoy those Pokemon videos. It's like, here's what the Pokedex says. Like, oh god, here we go. Salazzle has a reverse harem. I mean, isn't it still a harem if it's just guys, if you think about it from a certain point of view? I don't know. Oh, yeah. They had fun. They had fun. Sometimes Pokedex entries get people just have fun with it. It's like, okay, can I get away with this? Glandmeow is faster than a Latias. Where's your god now? I know that's in the Pokedex, but still. Anyway, fun new stuff in this one. Some cool Pokemon. And it was good for our uncle to help us out like that. It's just like, yeah. He's helping us out and trying to make sure that we do better in this region. And, you know, probably not outshine Maple, but just keep in line with her. Make sure it's a bit more neck and neck, you know? Yeah, I gotta make sure they don't have all the advantages. You know, no favorites. But yeah, great episode. Glad you checked it out. Good work, fruity art, and cool new designs. So I guess that's all I got really to say. So I'll see you all next time. Later.